Hey guys, Artosis here, bringing you some more of the MoonLight Pro League. This is a best of 7 going on right now between the team of Scan, Motive, and Spire, going up against BarrackS, Ruin, and HM. Right now, BarrackS, Ruin, and HM lead 2-1, and we are in game number 4. This is going to be BarrackS, the ASL participant. BarrackS makes it in every single season at this point, definitely becoming one of the very best Terrans in the world. Going up against Spire. He's nowadays using the ID Sol quite a bit, but he's better known as Spire by the very famous clan within Brood War. Spire has been one of the best up-and-coming Zergs for a very long time. He's always been a force to be reckoned with on the ACS circuit and in the ASL qualifiers, but one of those guys that hasn't quite made ASL, but is like right on the brink of it. So we'll see how he can end up doing. I think he is a good enough match to push BarrackS to his limit. BarrackS right now has sent in SCV extremely quickly. I wonder if he's going to do like a block on the natural or something. That's kind of what it looks like it's going to be. This is very fast. Yeah, he starts an engineering base. So he's looking to block a hatchery first build. Now, obviously, if this was a quick pool, he'd be in a lot of trouble, but it's not. It is going to be a hatchery first. And as the drone comes out and sees this, how do you react as Spire? Look at this. A lot of drones being pulled. Is this the right play? I'm not entirely sure about this. I feel like BarrackS is getting the upper hand here, right? Like, that is a lot of drones being pulled to attack onto this. He is going to micro his drone. I think that's good usage, is try to hunt down this SCV, but it looks like he turns around and just puts a bit more damage there on the engineering bay. Of course, BarrackS will get rid of this before it dies. Yeah, cancels it at 30 health. And Spire going to go ahead and expand. In the meantime, we have that BarrackS started over in the main base of BarrackS. Pool going down. The timings of everything, of course, pushed back a bit here, which is kind of funny. You know, I haven't seen something like that in a very, very, very long time. I can't even remember the last time I saw a super quick SCV scout into an eBay block. Like, eBay blocks can be good if you scout them first in certain situations, like if they do like a later pool. But yeah, it's a rare thing to see in StarCraft 1. So kind of fascinating here from BarrackS. But BarrackS is really quite cutting edge. He's a very, very modern Terran. He's one of the fastest players in the world, so he can kind of utilize every strategy. You know, that's something people don't realize, is when you don't have certain amounts of speed, you can't actually necessarily do every single strategy because you might not be fast enough. But yeah, he's got a giant range, I think, partially because of that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what he has planned for us next here. He has a second BarrackS going down. This one just floating forward. This is such a weird looking game. Honestly, as like a Terran player who watches pretty much every Terran game and then plays all the time as well, like, this is so funny. Like, the eBay block, late BarrackS, makes one Marine, floats the BarrackS down to the choke. And this is a good move, by the way, is to choke this up. This is a very wide open area, and then back here is even wider. So speedlings are a big problem on Butter 2 for Terran. So sometimes you do see people try to make walls. We might actually even see something like a depot here. It's a real possibility. In the meantime, back at home here, we have Zergling speed on the way. And a Hydralisk den? Oh my god, absolute madness. There's a sunken colony up, so you can't actually tell what's going on as BarrackS. And also, by the way, when you see a sunken, a lot of times what you think is, oh, okay, it's probably not going to be aggressive. They're probably not really building units, and that's why they built the sunken, right? Is because they needed some sort of defense just in case you come across the map. This is almost more to stop him scouting and to trick him, though. Because Spire is getting lings, like lots of lings, and this sunken is completely worthless. Like, it actually doesn't do anything other than make sure he doesn't scout. So, you know, that being said, this attack that's going to be coming in from Spire is going to be really scary. Like, look at this. He is making the supply depot, so this is an anti-ling wall, and this is very, very strong against Zerglings. But against Hydras, it's going to be quite garbage. Right? The Hydras can just gun down the buildings, and then the Lings can get in. Now, he's looking at this. He runs up the Speedlings, puts a little bit of damage on the medic. Doesn't really matter that much. Marine Medic's starting to come out. Does he have enough to deal with this? Okay, so we have about 14 lings. Yeah. If he comes up this ramp and we get a good surround, Spire might be able to just break these Marines. Uh-oh. No stim yet. He is going to lose every single Marine here. A huge surround from Spire. That is a big moment. Oh, some of them get in here as well. Oh, my God. The Firebat being such a hero. It's insane. Stim Marine comes out. Great blocking here on the SCVs. Ridiculously good micro there from BarrackS. I can't believe he's holding this. This is so silly looking. Oh, my God. Like, I thought he was actually 100% dead, and maybe he still is, but some great holds so far. Double bunker being made. He's trying to pump out any Marines that he can right now. Now, don't forget, Hydras actually don't do that well against Marines or against SCVs. They're much better against buildings or anything big. So the Hydras are not the scariest part. The Lings are actually, in many ways, more scary. The Hydras, though, going to run by. There's just so few units here for BarrackS. Now, BarrackS, of course, not going to leave this game. He knows that there's no economy over here for Spire. He's got very little going on. The Hydras come up here once again. Medic's walking to the front. And he is going to be able to trap and kill off these Hydras eventually, I would say. But in the meantime, Spire is just gunning down this BarrackS. So that's going to cut the production available in half. Dude, I think Spire's just going to break him, right? There's so many Hydras here. But again, don't forget, like, SCVs take 12 hits from a Hydra to die, and then, of course, if you have a medic, they just basically will never, ever die. So these Hydras still alive in the main. Don't forget that during all this, like, look, we still are up about 10 workers for BarrackS. So I don't know. This game looks like it can still go either way. I like it for Spire, because I think he can go Spire here, and that's going to be bad news for a very low economy BarrackS to try to hold that off, the cost efficiency of that. But we'll see what he ends up doing. Okay, here come the Hydras now. They're going to try to bust this bunker, and they just do, but there is that second bunker as well. You can see how, like, they deal a lot of damage to structures, so they are able to power that down, but after that, what do, right? The Marines literally can fight them even better. It takes so many shots for them to kill because they do have that explosive damage. So right now, BarrackS pushing Spire way back, and there is the Zerg Spire. I know it's weird having people have the same name. Like, this guy is named himself after this building, and this guy named himself after this building. Okay? It's BarrackS versus Spire. But honestly, the Spire is better than the BarrackS. Okay? Can we be real for a moment? Mutalisks are the best unit in the game. And I like the fact that he's switching into mutas, because this is such a wonky position. I think the mutas are going to give him some amount of control and some amount of... Like, it's a way for Spire to gain value. Because it was like a semi-all-in that he did there against BarrackS. And it kind of worked and kind of didn't work. Like, he's down 9 workers right now. And he doesn't really have map control, and he has to add another sunken. And, like, there's bad things going on for him. But once mutas come out, Spire has excellent mutalisk control. So he may be able to just hold on against, like, what is going on here. It's a 3 racks play. So, like, good mutalisk control, you can absolutely whittle down the Marines from 3 BarrackS. It's around 4 that it's, like, questionable who's going to end up winning that engagement. Now, Spire has taken an additional base here as well. Definitely wants to get that 3rd gas rolling, get more mutas out. BarrackS moving out onto the map. 6 mutas are hatching, 2 more on the way. That's a pretty scary group. Hydras pulling back all the way. I think these Hydras will probably just be saved now until it's lurker time. Like, he can just get lurkers a little bit later on and still utilize these, and they're just not going to be useful anymore in this, as Hydralisks in this game at least. All right, so 1 muta took a ton of damage. Does swap that one out. 7 mutas here now. Now, this is a good harassment amount. 7 mutas will go ahead and one-shot an SCV. So that's like a very important number to know. Oh, going to be able to get this medic too. A little bit of a mistake there for sure. BarrackS gonna try to get home. He knows that the mutas can eventually kill this force, and if he were to lose this force, you start to get really far behind. So we have a starport on the way. No second gas as of yet, but he does have a decent bank. There's the second starport. I think he'll just go science facility, but I mean, he could throw down an armory here. He could grab Valkyries as well. They've gained a lot of popularity in the last few months. Now a big group of mutas here. Going to be able to use this high ground to hide on. Comes down, swipes, and kills a lot of Marines and medics here. Swapping out hurt ones over and over. Here comes this little attack into his third base. Now Spire needs to deal with this. He's going to end up losing some drones for sure, but I think he can save the hatchery still. More mutas are being made. Oh god, oh god. This is getting a little bit scary right now. Here come those Hydras. He's got to go. He's got to do it. Okay, some nice micro there. The Hydras are just here to tank damage right now and deal just a little bit that they can, and it looks like he will, in fact, kill off all of BarrackS' infantry and saves his hatchery. Only lost one drone, some mutas, a couple Hydras, so definitely worth it there. But, like, this... Right now, this looks pretty decent, like the way that BarrackS is macroing up. Now, we do have the 3 gas, so there's still a lot of play with these mutas, and we're going to have to see what they can get done. Once vessels with Irradiator out, they're going to lose a lot of value. But look at this, only 1 turret in the main there. Picking off some SCVs, starting to pick off the bio. Honestly, this is not enough bio. If he continues to reinforce these mutas, he can start to pick off this entire Marine army. See, he's going to go back up once again. Some very nice micro so far. Don't want to get you guys motion sick watching those mutas go back and forth. But now we have a Radiate on the way. BarrackS needs to stall these mutas out and stop taking damage and get those Irradiates. It's so, so crucial. But he doesn't have additional turrets in the area. It feels like he was a little bit lax as far as the amount of static D that he needed. All right, the mutas jump on top of a lot of these Marines and medics. Uh-oh, he's on top of the rally points now. More mutas coming in. And you know what? Even though Irradiate is almost done, it's going to be a good 30 seconds after these pop out before they have an Irradiate. That's too much damage in that time. In fact, he's going to dive on this one. Yeah, he'll be able to pick that off very, very easily. He might even be able to get the other one. A few Marines did make it to the side while they were chasing down that vessel, but he's going to go in. Spire picking off so many units, going after the vessel as well. May as well before that Irradiate's ready. And this looks like GG to me. Spire getting the kill here right before Irradiate is ready. I mean, if you aren't able to produce out of your BarrackS, you can't possibly win in this position. So, beautifully done. Only 23 drones to speak of. Hey, the Hydra is back! Oh my god. Well, very, very well done here. And Spire gonna get his team back tied up 2-2. Putting that win along with scans that we opened up with here. GG.